Hi, I'm Morgan Freeman. The program you're about to watch is terrible. I mean, really bad. The impersonations are poor. The Lord's name will be taken in vain, and a lot of it won't make any sense at all. The language is bad. The production, woeful. If you have any kids, do yourselves a favor and send them out of the room. And for those unfortunate enough to be featured in this show, please don't sue, because they have no money at all. I know, because they spent everything they had persuading me to read out this bullshit. I'm Morgan Freeman, and this is OMGITV.
Well, kiss my mama. Hi, sinners. I'm two-time state preaching champion Michael Alabama Jackson, and you're tuned in to OMGITV, your one-stop shop for on-air absolution. Somebody say amen. Now, don't worry, it's just like an ordinary church service, except with more motherfuckers. But that's okay, because we're on the internet with all the other naughty shit. Amen. As always, today's show is jam-packed, tied to the Dominic Cummings travel itinerary, with all of your favorite music, news, celebrity indiscretions, and your weirdest confessions. If you'd like to get in touch throughout the show, you can do so via the Holy Hotline, your conduit to the Lord. Call to confess, dial for deliverance, or SMS for forgiveness. The number for the Holy Hotline is down here at the bottom of the screen, right by my balls. Praise the Lord. And one final thing, sinners. Please do not send picture messages of your sins to the Holy Hotline, because this phone can't receive them. I wish I had a better phone, but I have no money.
I spent it all on Bolivian bogey biscuits.
Now, normally, we'd be doing this for you on a huge big stage with a 10-piece band and 3 fine choir girls, but we can't do that together at the moment, and I've been praying to sexy Jesus. I've been praying to sexy Jesus that we can do that again together soon. But right now, this is as close as I can get to all you dirty, nasty, stinky little sinners. So here's a little reminder of what it's normally like coming to one of my church services.
Oh my God, it's a church, it's a church, it's a church. Oh my God, it's a church, it's a church. Oh my God, it's a church, it's a church, it's a church. Oh my God, it's a church. Oh my God!
Now, today's show is in support of one of the hottest music venues in town. And when I say one of the hottest music venues in town, I literally mean one of the hottest. Twist my titties when it gets full and pumping in there. It's so hot you could steam cook a turkey in the perspiration. But what amazing times we've had within those walls. The bands, the staff, the jerk chicken outside. And I know that all of us are looking forward to the time we can go back to live music again. But what we got to do in the meantime, my friends, is we got to make sure that these incredible live music spaces are still around when this craziness is over. So I ask you, my friends, I invoke you, my sinners, to put your hand in your pocket and donate to the Save Hootananny's collection plate. And if you've got some money left over after that, I strongly suggest you get yourself one of these.
How do you like your figurines of Jesus? Small, modest, maybe hewed out of pewter or wood.
Bang! Hi, I'm Johnny Breakbeat, and I like my Jesus glowing! So come to my website, www.johnnybreakbeat.biz, and customize your own Disco Jesus! I'm red, I'm blue, I'm blue, I'm red, I'm Disco Jesus! So come to my website, www.johnnybreakbeat.biz, and put some rave in your resurrection.
This Easter, a new miracle approaches. The greatest debut record since the invention of the lute. Oh my God, it's the church presents Genesis. The Record Audio Weekly calls Frankly Bizarre 5 stars. British rock labels What Is This? 5 stars. And Thundertone magazine describes as Sgt. Pepper's was a defining moment in modern music history. This is not like that. 6 stars. The debut release from the act everyone's talking about, featuring hit singles, Preachin', Where My Hail Marys At, Where Did You Get Those Shoes, an advert for a 12,000 horsepower barbecue, and loads more weird shit. Oh my God, it's the church, Genesis, out Friday the 10th of April. On the first day, God said, let there be a Messiah, and let's make him sexy.
Yes, brothers and sisters, the factories have reopened their doors finally, which means that our debut record, Genesis, is now available for you on vinyl. Ooh. So head on over to our website, www.sexy-jesus.com, and grab your greasy little fingers a copy of that sexy disc. Now, I'm going to take y'all on a trip back through time. Yes, I am. I have the power to do that. Yes, I do. I'm going to take you back to the innocent days of spring 2019. Remember those? Remember those nice days of spring 2019? The time when if you stood at a bus stop and an old lady next to you sneezes, you'd just hand her a tissue and say, God bless you, madam. Instead of now, when you push her into the road, scream about the end of days, and run home to decontaminate your balls. I miss 2019. But anyway, back then, we collaborated with one of my favorite DJs and producers and fellow man of the cloth, Father Funk. Now, if you don't know him, then get to know, because this cat is one funky motherfucker. So what we're going to do now is we're going to play you the record that we made back in 2019, and that is Preachin'.
What are we having here today? Water bill, gas bill, Cameroon Diaz. Take the hint, Cameroon. I've moved on. Get over it. This is more like it. Some fan mail. Dear Michael Alabama Jackson, what's it like to be a rock and roll gangster preacher?
Yo, Father Funk, hit me up with that old school beat. So, what's it like to be a rock and roll gangster preacher? Let me tell you, my friends, it ain't easy. The hours are long, the cars are fast, and the drinks are strong. But hell, somebody's gotta do it, and that somebody is me. Wake up, rub my face and I reach for the light, and my chest feels tight, cause last night I've been smoking dynamite. Bang! That's right, hold on tight, we ain't walking now. We explode towards the light, say your prayers. You think that no one cares? This preacher will get you an audience with a man upstairs.
He's so smooth.
So dial up that connection, cause the rules of redemption say show some affection to your preacher man. This is the new world order, I got a direct line to the Lord, but it's gonna cost you a quarter. Yeah, you know who I am, Michael Alabama Jackson, saving souls with a suntan. Exercising demons through $500 Ray-Bans, converting the masses as I pass them on the pavement.
Hey man,
Midnight massive margaritas on the beach. All you motherfuckers out there, all you gotta say is preach.
preaching,
When your heart's feeling heavy, keep the wheel nice and steady. Get your souls at the ready. Just
preaching,
lay your hand on the dial, and your suit's kicking style, and your hair's looking fly.
preaching,
When your heart's feeling heavy, keep the wheel nice and steady. Get your souls at the ready. Just
preaching.
lay your hand on the dial, and your suit's kicking style, and your hair's looking fly.
Michael Alabama, save your soul tonight. 24 to the 7 and a 365. All the other sinners getting down tonight. That's right, you out of sight. Follow the light. Michael Alabama, save your soul tonight. 24 to the 7 and a 365. All the other sinners getting down tonight. That's right, you out of sight. Follow the light.
Wake up, get your head up and out of the dirt. Hear that stone cold funk.
Oh my God, it's a church.
Get your groove on. Don't worry about the time. Got a fastback for a Mustang with a trunk full of communion wine.
Congregation.
Yeah, you know who you are. Cruising to salvation with a detour to the bar.
Excuse me, Mr. Preacher, could you tell us about your flock?
One thing I can tell you, they just don't give a fuck. All you ladies, if you're bored and it's late, you can call me. Don't wait, just make sure you donate. Cause I'm a drive-by angel with an ass like a peach. When life gives you lemons, all you gotta do is preach.
Preaching,
When your heart's feeling heavy, keep the wheel nice and steady. Get your souls at the ready. Just
preaching,
lay your hand on the dial, and your suit's kicking style, and your hair's looking fly.
preaching,
When your heart's feeling heavy, keep the wheel nice and steady. Get your souls at the ready. Just
preaching.
lay your hand on the dial, and your suit's kicking style, and your hair's looking fly.
Michael Alabama, save your soul tonight. 24 to the 7 and a 365. All the other sinners getting down tonight. That's right, you out of sight. Follow the light. Michael Alabama, save your soul tonight. 24 to the 7 and a 365. All the other sinners getting down tonight. That's right, you out of sight. Follow the light.
Hi folks, I'm Boris Johnson. Stay alert, stay safe, and tune in to OMGITV. Cripes. Yeah, something like that. I haven't really understand the brief, but it's something like that. You make up your mind, Boris.
Thank you, Prime Minister Johnson. Right now, it's time for the news. Yes, brothers and sisters, welcome to the news. This week, it has become mandatory in many countries around the world for people out in public to wear face masks and coverings. But I don't think this lady quite understands how they work.
Hello. How you doing?
Pretty good. I need 10 on pump one, please.
Where'd you get that mask from?
Well, since we have to wear them and it makes it harder to breathe, it just makes it a lot easier to breathe.
Cutting it? Yeah, I'll do that too. Thanks for the advice.
Isn't the cashier so polite and professional there? So impressive. I think that I might have handled that situation slightly differently. What are you doing, crazy lady? Oh, your mask doesn't fit good, so you chop a hole in it? What are you gonna do, chop your granddaddy's walking cane in half because it fits in the car better? Idiot! The government has been keen to present a bright future for the country after it voted to leave the EU. Boris Johnson has been out peddling the incredible, life-changing benefits if we were to enjoy closer ties with our Australian cousins.
I want a world in which we send you Marmite, you send us Vegemite, we send you penguins, and you send us, with reduced tariffs, these wonderful Arnott's Tim Tams. How long can the British people be deprived of the opportunity to have Arnott's Tim Tams at a reasonable price?
Why does he say Tim Tam so many times?
Arnott's Tim Tams. Arnott's Tim Tams at Arnott's Tim Tams. Arnott's Tim Tam. Arnott's Tim Tam.
I think somebody's been offered a free chucky ball every time he slips it in.
Arnott's Tim Tam.
Say it again, Boris. Say it again, Boris.
Arnott's Tim Tam.
Tim Tams and Vegemite? Goddamn, Australia, that's the deal of the century. You got yourself a partner. But apparently the United States of America has got jealous of all the UK-Australia trade loving. And so they've sent the people of Britain a message of their own.
This message is brought to you by USA Industries Corporation and the Department for Agriculture and Trade. People of Britain, it's your good old friend, the US of A. And boy, have we got an opportunity for you. Our two great nations have been working side by side for literally thousands of years. But now, there's even more we can offer each other. Sick of the same old British corn-fed free-range chicken? We rub ours in chlorine. What a riot!
Buy American.
Supersize your vegetables with MSG crops. What's MSG? Mighty, super, ginormous!
Buy American.
Some people say that your healthcare system is the best in the world just because it's free. Free healthcare? What are you, a communist?
Buy American.
The UK-USA Trade Partnership. The special relationship just got specialer.
You know, I don't know what all y'all are worried about. I've been eating chlorinated fried chicken all my life, and I turned out okay. And now over to Sister Mary Lou with the lockdown weather where you are.
That's right, Michael. Now that everybody's back at work, let's see what the weather has in store. Whilst you're at work Monday through Friday, it's gonna be hot! Just lovely. Now we're moving on to the part of the weather report that we all look forward to. This weekend, it's gonna be raining. And that's all from me, Sister Mary Lou. Have a great week, fuckers.
Now, of course, the biggest news story is the Black Lives Matter movement, a campaign to deliver positive, long-lasting, and much-needed change and to tackle the scourge of racism in our society. Now, ever since we started this brand new church service of ours, the message has been one of inclusivity, love, and togetherness, no matter what you look like or where you come from. And I feel that change is on the horizon, and the world that we should all try and create is one of equality, justice, and fairness for all. Black Lives Matter, we stand with you. Now, here at OMGITV, we like to keep you updatedified and educatified about any big concerns that you may have, especially in these uncertain times of coronavirus. So that's why this week we're being joined by health professional Dr. Rebecca Rutter, who's going to answer any questions that you may have. Over to you, Dr. Rutter.
Thank you, Reverend. I'm Dr. Rebecca Rutter. and I'm the resident health therapist. A lot of you have been writing to me saying you're really, really confused about the government's new rules and restrictions. Particularly one question keeps reappearing, and that's, of course, romance. Intriguing intimacy. Secret rendezvous. Romping. Rotting. Oh, rock and roll. Rumpy, pumpy. Raging, whistling, robbing the magic lamp. Stroking the rhubarb. Riding the terracotta crack on. Dr. Redner's rampage. Rising, rooting, rooting, and I am, of course, talking about sex. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Rebecca. Dr. Water. God damn it. It certainly seems when it comes to health professionals, you get what you pay for. And I'm starting to realize why she was so cheap. But anyway, we'll be hearing more from the good doctor later on in the show. But now it's time for our new travel segment. Now, I've been fortunate enough to travel the whole world with my party church service. But apparently, there's somebody even more qualified than me to do a travel show in a time of global restrictions. And that would be our new travel correspondent, Dominic Cummings.
The British Isles, once a hubba-bubba of activity, now lies silent and still as people lock themselves away. There is, however, one man who boldly strikes out across this great land in search of discovery and wonder. His name is Dominic.
I'm Dominic Cummings and welcome to Elite Travel. Why, I Pat, I'm Dominic Cummings and I travel because you can't. Today we're at Rochester Castle. I absolutely love castles. I'll tell you why. For starters, they're absolutely huge. B, you can look out all the riffraff, and C, you can get yourself a free eye test. Not that I need one, mind. And you know, it's really nice travelling at the moment because there's near one about.
Sorry, we're going to have to cut you there because there's just someone walked into shop.
You what?
Behind you. Yeah. Just...
What are you doing, man? Do you not know there's a lockdown on? I couldn't give a witch's tit if you want to look at the castle. The castle, you idiot. Go on, well, I'm allowed out. I'm Dominic Cummings. Go on. Go on, scatter. Off you pop. Unbelievable. Yeah, you better keep running. You know, I'm trying to do a TV show here. There's a whole point. You don't have to come out. Do you know what? You come to a nice castle and you There's no respect. I can't believe it. And you.
Thank you, Dominic. We'll be hearing more from his lockdown travel adventures next time on OMGITV. But earlier on, we spoke to Dr. Rebecca Rudder, who was answering some of your burning health questions. And she's joining us again now because she's just had some new information through. Dr. Rudder.
Thank you, Michael. Now, sex is very important for all of us. And that's why the government have come back with some very clear rules. And they are, you can romp with whoever you like as long as you pop them into your wobble. How you get them there is up to you. But I suggest maybe sharing a bottle of wobbly, or listening to Michael Woobley, or even running them a lovely wobble bath. I hope that's cleared things up for you, you rampant rabbits. I've been Dr. Rebecca Rutter. And join me next week where we'll be speaking to Mr. Robert Rawlingson, who's got awful rheumatism. Back to you in the studio, Michael. Are you in my bubble?
Don't let anyone get in the way of your dinner. Choose God's own gravy granules. Get your priorities right. God's own granules. Thick, brown juice, it drives me crazy. God's own granules. Northerners love gravy. That's why we love gravy. That's why we love gravy. Northerners love gravy.
That's right, brothers and sisters. It's me again, Michael Alabama Jackson. Two-time state preaching champion, all-time rambunctious reverend, and part-time Pentecostal party starter. Try saying that when you're drunk. You're tuned in to OMGITV, the only show to slow the flow of where your soul is bound to go.
Burning in the fires of hell.
Now today's show is all about one of our favorite music venues in London, Brixton Hootananny's. And we were fortunate enough to actually see in 2020 with a sold-out, packed-out show at Hoots on New Year's Eve. Now, as you can imagine, New Year's Eve, it was a pretty wild night, my friends. I don't remember getting home, but I do remember one of the incredible acts on the bill with us that night, the Future Shape of Sound. Now, these guys have got it all. Dirty blues, rock and roll, gospel. And I've seen that over the last couple of weeks, they've actually been doing these guerrilla gigs where they're just busting up outside a block of flats in London with a van full of a 10-piece band with a huge sound system in it, and they just jump out and play a gig to keep people's spirits up until venues like Hootananny's can reopen. Hallelujah to you guys with your wonderful spirit. So if you ain't heard of the Future Shape of Sound, then check them out, motherfuckers, because they are badass. So right now, we're going to listen to their song, Rise Up, live from Brixton Hootananny's that very night, New Year's Eve.
Give it up one more time. The Future Shape of Sound. We're gonna rise up, rise up. We're gonna rise up, rise up. We're gonna rise up. You got that shit, that's okay.
Welcome back, sinners. Well, that is actually us almost finished for this episode of OMGITV. We hope you've enjoyed it and that you'll join us again next time. Please support local independent music venues, festivals, and artists wherever you can. Look out for each other, look after each other, and we'll all be back together before you know it. May the Lord bless each and every one of you motherfuckers. Someone say amen. Amen. Now, to keep this positive mindset going towards the end of the show, we're going to play you our brand new hymn, Everything
Is Fucked.
Brothers and sisters, in these times of trouble, it's important to stay positive. So here are some words to lift your spirits.
Everything, 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 everything. What joy it brings when you smile and sing. Everything is fucked.
The stars are all empty. The city is locked down. The politician's only mission is the dollar and the pound. There's rioting in the streets 'cause the plague's back in town. Oh, everything is fucked. Everything, 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 everything. What joy it brings when you smile and sing. Everything is fucked. The Amazon is burning. Pollution in the sky, too much water in the ocean, but my mouth is kinda dry. My shoes are real comfy, but they're made by a child. Everything is fucked. Everything, 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 everything. What joy it brings when you smile and sing. Everything is fucked. But hey, it ain't all bad, sinners.
And then you wake up a beautiful morning, a stroll in the park with your girl. Oh yeah. You pick her a flower, she breathes in its beauty, and then puts a hand to her nose. Wait, she's got the virus! No! Get away from me! Get her away from me now!
Everything, 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 everything. What joy it brings when you smile and sing. Everything is fucked. We're stuck in isolation. I ain't seen the sun in years. The anthrax puppy is the president. Ain't got shit to wipe my tears. I'm drinking on my own again. Come on and raise a cheer. Everything is fucked.
But then you wake up, your wife brings you breakfast. You smile, but her eyes fill with tears. Oh, my love, why are you crying?
Yeah, the papers, they say.
Tell me what they say.
The stock markets are down, crime's on the rise. I can't afford my medication. The grocery store's closed down. Everybody's angry. The planet is dying. 5G killed the cat. And there's no fucking toilet paper anywhere.
What?